I'm going to show you how to run Linux on your computer without ever having to install it. First of all, you need to go to the browser and search for a Linux distribution. I'm going to go with the Kali Linux. So I'll just search for Kali Linux. Go to the first link that is on the official website of www.kali.org, and once you go there, hit download, and there you see there are various options. You have to choose the live boot version. Go to the live boot one and go for the recommended one. There are two options. Download this one. So it gives the option for downloading it. I'm going to cancel it, and because I already have downloaded it once. Once you have downloaded the file, it would look exactly like this. This is the Kali Linux ISO file. Once you have got this, you need another tool. The name of the tool is Rufus. That was the download. Go for Rufus. Okay, this is the tool that you need to download. Hit download from here. It's been downloaded. It's just a small file. Okay, so once you have downloaded both the Linux ISO file and the Rufus flashing tool, now you're good to go. Now you need a pen drive. You see, you'll need the pen drive. I'll just plug in my pen drive. That's my 64 GB of pen drive. You have to have at least higher than 8 GB if you want to run it. I would recommend higher than 20 GB. Let it be at least 32 GB. That's the baseline. Once you have done that, open Rufus. Select the device. This is the device, my pen drive. And then you select the ISO file. Select it from here. I'll select it. It's on my desktop. I'll select this file. Okay. So now this is a very important step. Make sure to make the persistent partition size to the max. This will allow you to save the changes that you make while running Linux on your computer. Whatever changes you make, whatever softwares you install, everything is going to be saved if a persistent partition is present in there. So make sure to make it to the max. Once you have done all that, everything else is set all right. Just hit start. Okay, so now that is done. Once that is done, close this program. A quick note, it can take long depending on the device that you're using, depending on the speed of your pen drive. It can take like little time. It took me more than 10 minutes to do this, so you need to wait a little. Okay, so now once you have done that, you need to restart your computer by entering with your BIOS. You need to enter it with the BIOS. So let's restart the computer and keep your pen drive plugged into your computer while we restart into the BIOS. It can depend which key you need to press to enter BIOS on your computer. On my computer, I need to press F2. So I will just press F2, keep on pressing it until I get it. Now once I've reached BIOS, I will need to change a setting. You need to do the same. It is very important setting. If you don't do this setting, you're not going to able to access Linux with your pen drive. That setting is secure boot. How to reach secure boot? It can depend based on your system. On my system, I need to go to the advanced settings, and over there need to go to security. There's a secure boot over there. Yeah, it has to be disabled. If we enable that, you're not going to be able to boot with the pen drive. It has to be disabled. Secure boot needs to be disabled. Now once that is disabled, just save it and exit. It's going to restart again and enter BIOS. Once I've entered BIOS, then go to the boot menu. It can now look for which key needs to be pressed on your computer because it can differ based on the model of the computer. Once you've done that, enter with the pen drive. This is the pen drive that I'm going to enter with. That is the one. So hit enter. Now you're welcomed with the Kali's boot menu. In there are various ways of logging in. We'll go with the USB live persistence because we have created a persistent USB drive. We're going to use this mode. Press enter. Okay, so now you're successfully running Linux on a computer with a pen drive. Now I'm going to show you how to run Kubernetes on Linux. For that, stay tuned. Okay, so now once you have done that, now we are going to do a few settings on a Kali Linux. And after that, we're going to install Minikube, which you'll need to run Kubernetes on your Linux system. So let's get started. The very first thing that you need to do is change this mouse setting. If you're using a laptop just like me, you need to fix one setting. That is, go to the mouse and touchpad and select the device as the touchpad and tap touchpad to click. Right now I need to press my touchpad in order to select items. If you select this, then you just need to tap, and that is a lot more comfortable. Once that is done, just one more thing, reverse call direction, yes. Now that's good. Next thing that you need to do is just go to Kali mirror list. Go to this site on Kali's official site, mirror list. Go to this page. In this page, you'll find the server links from which you can download the packages. Go with see, if like right now I'm living in India, it's in Asia, so I will just copy this mirror link. If you don't do this, whenever you download something through the terminal, all your packages, everything, they will take a very long time. So you need to choose a mirror server which is located nearby the place you're living. I'm living in India, so I'm just choosing a server that's nearby my country. Whenever you open this site, it will automatically show you which country you're living in and automatically detect which server you should click on. So I'm going with this one. It will change depending on the place you're living. Once that is done, open the terminal. You want to open the terminal from here. First of all, I'll change the font size so it is much more viewable. Preferences, and here change the font to about 12 or 14. I would go with. Yes, that's much better. Okay, it's a lot more bigger and you can see it clearly right now. Okay, so the first command that you need to do is just press sudo apt edit sources. Press this command and choose any editor. I'll press 1 for choosing nano. Okay, now paste the link that we just copied. Remove the readme part and keep this part intact. So right, and then you copy this to address this to text, and paste it here. Then copy this and remove this part where it says this green part where it says that HTTP. Just remove this part and paste. So right now we just changed the server location to a different one. We are going to use this one. I'll show you one more step. Paste it. Comment out the previous ones. Pressing hash. Also you can comment out this one. Once you've done that, you need to save it. So press Ctrl S to save it. Now once you have pressed Ctrl S, it has been saved. It says wrote 8 lines, so it has been saved. Now press exit. To exit it, press Ctrl X to exit. So that is done. So you can see that you have edited change. To make sure that whatever you did has been saved, you can just go and type the command again, edit sources. You see everything has been saved. So just close it by pressing Ctrl X. Once that is done, next thing that you need to do is getting started with installing Minikube. Okay, so now we're going to install Minikube on our Linux system. Let's get started then. Type in Minikube. Go to this link that is on the Minikube's site, Minikube start. Okay, so right here there are all the instructions that you need for installing Minikube. See, the very first thing, these are all the stuff that you need. You need internet connection, that is for sure. Now next thing that you need is a container or virtual machine manager. You can use Docker, Hyperkit, Hypervisor, Parallel, Sportman, VirtualBox, VMware, Fusion or Workstation. We are going to use KVM. KVM is kernel-based virtual machine. That's Linux's own stuff, so we're going to use it. First of all, we need to install KVM. The first thing that you need to do. The way that you install KVM can differ based on your distribution of Linux. I'll go with the Ubuntu one. I'll show you the Ubuntu way, because even if you're using Ubuntu, you can follow along with me. It will be the same as I'm doing with my Kali Linux. So this is the Ubuntu's official documentation, and everything is written over here about how to install KVM. Let's increase the font. That should be good. So you can follow along with this, or type in the few commands that I'm going to press in. Just type in these commands, and yeah. Sudo apt update, sudo apt install. Okay, the very first thing that you need to do is sudo apt update. Okay, so now that when that is complete, we'll get back to our KVM installation. Press sudo apt install qemu kvm libvirt daemon, or daemon rather should I call it, system libvirt clients bridge utils. Press enter. Press enter again. Continue. Okay, so that was done. Once that is done, we'll type this setting. We'll type this command. Okay, see, for this command you need to know the username or ID of that system that you're using right now. To know that, type in the command who am I. Very funny. Who am I? So that's the Kali Linux. That's Kali is the name of the username. So just type this command, and instead of this, type Kali. It can change based on your system. Type in this command to know what is the user, which user as you logged in are. So type in sudo add user Kali libvirt d libvirt d. Okay, just a moment. Yes, that was the command for the previous versions. For the latest versions, we need to press in this command. We don't need to type in the d, just instead of that. So we'll do that again. Sudo add user Kali libvirt, yes, not d, that's it. Yes, so now that is done. Once that is done, we need to do another one, that is KVM. We need to add KVM too. Type in sudo add user Kali KVM, and that's done. Now to verify that everything has been installed properly, type in this command wish list all. Give the gap in between and two hyphens and all. That is the desired result. Yes, exactly how we want it. Okay, so now once that is done, next thing that we need to do is change a few permissions on a file. Yes, this file, we need to change the permission for this file. Sudo lsla var, just type in this command, libvirt sock. You need to change the file permissions for this file. Just for that, type in sudo chmod 777 and the path for that file. Copy it and paste it. Press enter. Now if you type in this command again, you'll see the permissions has been changed. We have given read, write, and execute permissions for everything for this file. Okay, so that's good. When that is done, yeah, let's try this doing this too. Let's just check it once more. ls l d e v k v m, all the same as there. Yes, this one's the same as it is here, and my guess is it is going to work. So let's just let it be as it is. Great. So now we are done with the kvm installation. Once we are done with the kvm installation, then we can go back again to Minikube. Now what we need to do is we need to install the Minikube. We need to download it. For that, copy this. There's a copy option over here. Just copy this whole thing. It will be copied and paste it here. Now it's going to download Minikube. Okay, so that's done. Once all of that is done, you can start with the cluster. For starting with the cluster, type in the command minikube start VM driver as kvm, which we just installed. Okay, so now we are done, and once that is done, you can start running your cluster, and that's almost pretty much done. That's complete. Kubectl is now configured to a Minikube cluster and default namespaces by default. Okay, so the tool that we need to use in order to interact with our cluster is Kubectl. As you can see, to interact with the cluster, everything goes with Kubectl. Like I will type in Kubectl. Oh, it says that it isn't downloaded. It has been configured. So we need to install Kubectl. In order to run your cluster, in order to use Kubernetes, you need Kubectl. That's the command line tool that we're going to use. So for that, just type in install kubectl. Just search it in, and you'll see there's Kubernetes site. In there's the install tools Kubernetes. Go in there. It shows you how to install kubectl. We'll install kubectl on Linux, so go with this. So you need to follow through this all these steps. Okay, first you do this, and then you can do this and do this, then yes, do this. There are 4 steps to it. All right, we'll do that. Copy this command from here and paste it in there. Press enter. Okay, so we'll go with the next step, that is this. Copy and paste. Great. So now to validate that it has worked, copy this command and paste it. That's all right, it's working. Now we need to install kubectl. Copy this command and paste it. Done. So now let's check whether it's working or not. Press enter. I think it's working. Let's try it out. Kubectl get nodes. Kubectl get pods. Kubectl get services. So we are running. Minikube is running on your computer. Everything is fine. If you follow along with all the steps that I showed, it's going to work on your computer. It's going to work on your Linux system. So if it is an Ubuntu or a Debian version, Debian distribution based on Debian, like how Kali Linux and Ubuntu, both of them have come from Debian, then these are all the steps that you need to follow. Once you follow through all the steps, your Kubernetes will be running, and Minikube will be running. Like it's ready in here in control plane and the master nodes. Both of them are running, and service is also running. Everything is running, so it's all done. Officially you're doing complete. That's great. Now you can start using Kubernetes on your computer locally, and you can test out various things, tweak with things, and learn more and more about Kubernetes by running it on your own computer. So that's all, and stay tuned for more and more great content.